Yo, what up? Got another walk and talk for you. I'm gonna have y'all look at my Archangel shirt, my Mass Effect shirt. Shout out to Garrus, shout out to Mass Effect. Hopefully, I'm about to get this Wii U emulator on my phone going. I can get Mass Effect 3 on my phone. If I can do that, then I'm gonna be one happy man. But that's a different conversation. We're not talking about Mass Effect. We're talking about all these dudes out here who like men and don't want to admit it. We're talking about y'all today in this walk and talk because I made a video like 20 minutes ago about a follow-up to my male sexual repression. And this is going to be a follow-up to that one as well. Because at the end of the day, this is what's going on with me currently, what's going on all over the world. There's a lot of progression, which is true, a lot of projection. You know what I'm saying? You see me in my videos, one thing is true about me is that I am a man. It's not saying that to be, to mislead you or to be cocky or arrogant. Like I am very, very comfortable in who I am. And everyone who sees me, everyone who's around me knows that I am a man. I carry myself like a man. I don't really have a whole lot of female traits about me. It's kind of regrettable, I guess, in a sense. And I think the most well-rounded people have a good amount of both. But I have a very masculine mother and a very masculine father. So that's kind of where I come from. So that's my baseline, I guess. But my whole entire life, I have been getting a whole lot of energy from both men and women and everybody in between that they are attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? That they want to do sexual things to me. And this is something that I've always had be my experience, which is a beautiful thing. I love it. I love the fact that that's something that I can bring to people. That's the type of being that I am. And I'm going to continue to live in that space and accept what that is. But at the same time, seeing so many dudes, especially white dudes, black dudes too, is everybody, especially these white dudes, it's kind of refusing to accept who they are and to move on from this trap of heteronormacy that was forced upon them. You know what I'm saying? I get that. A lot of these dudes who came to this country, speaking from an American standpoint, they want to get away from whatever norms they were used to. So that makes a lot of sense. Come here for new possibilities, new opportunities. This is the land of opportunities, after all, and that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that new opportunity, and that comes in all different shapes and forms. And it's a thing that is very, very consistent with men, women too, but mostly with men, is that we like new experiences, especially us neurodivergent folks. That's kind of what we're into, is trying new shit that we never tried before. And bringing it back to the main point, I think a lot of these dudes, they just kind of like want to experience being with a man, kind of, what that feels like, what that's really about, you know what I'm saying? Because their actions are constantly pointing them in that direction, I don't have a whole lot of friends, and I've really had a whole lot of friends, at least a whole lot of male friends. I've always had closer relationships with women than with men. That's kind of what I've always gravitated towards. Like I said, I'm a very masculine man. It's not like like I'm better than anybody else. It's kind of the cards I was dealt, essentially. That's kind of how it was. I've always had deeper connections with women. I just always, saying we just get along a lot better than I do with men. No shade to men. I still want to have relationships with y'all. I'm still looking for friendships, and I know, after I get done with my current situation, I will be able to establish and maintain more male friendships that I've been kind of yearning for my whole entire life. But that's a different conversation. But with these dudes, these repressed dudes, these closeted dudes, I don't want to say closeted, because closeted is pretty retarded. I'm not gonna lie to you. No one's closeted. There is no closet. I get it what it means, but at the same time, we can all see you. We all know what it is with you. So it's time for men to truly just accept who they are. You know what I'm saying? You can see it, like they're constantly with their friends, with their homies, spending majority of the time with them, spending a lot of their energy with them, getting emotionally invested in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Going way past friendship with a lot of these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of men that I'm close with. Truly, I don't have a whole lot of bonds with men, because I don't feel that way, even though that is like a regrettable thing on my part, and I wish I kind of did. It's not the cards I was dealt. That's the cards that a lot of other men were dealt. I was dealt the super masculine card, which is cool. I dig it. I'm very, very thankful for it, but at the same time, I know I'm missing out on other experiences as well. So that's something that I appreciate to see. You know what I'm saying? So many men want to be with other men and experience what that is. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta admit that you like men. Just admit it. This is one of these days you gotta kind of determine if you like men. I'm not saying you're gay. Most people are not gay. Like I said in my last video, 15% of us are straight, 50% of people are gay, and everybody else is kind of somewhere in between in the queer space, in the queer realm. That's kind of where a lot of these dudes are, especially these white dudes. They are in that space. They like men. They might like men more than they like women. I think most of these dudes honestly like men more than they like women. We're just in our society with marriages and the laws and the benefits you can get. We were just set up for a male-female society. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is. So many of these dudes are in those relationships, and you see them literally fall apart in these relationships. Lose their hair, gain weight, start picking up addictions, abusing, drugs and alcohol. And it's like, bro, why are you doing all this? Why are you doing all this? This is not something we've been doing as a species for the vast majority of the time we've been here. Obviously that's not everything to do with relationships. There's other things going on in people's lives, but you just see people in these traditional heterosexual relationships and they are miserable. You know what I'm saying? They are absolutely miserable, and they never really seem to be too happy in them. Then all of a sudden you have the turn of the century, you got all these dudes, a lot of them white, are like transitioning, turning from men to women. Like, what's going on here? What's all this about? You know what I'm saying? Where this come from? You know what I'm saying? I thought y'all were the real men out here. But I'm not mad at it. I'm into it. You know what I'm saying? That was who you always were to begin with. You know what I'm saying? That was the energy that you were sending out to everyone. Everyone knew that is what you were. You know what I'm saying? I've met so many people that not so many, only a few. I don't want to be hyperbolic. I met a few people who I knew, like, you're giving me this really weird energy, this really different energy, but you're a dude. And it turns out that they were trans the entire time. I'm like, that makes more sense. I was wondering what's going on here. And you're seeing this, so much. I say a lot of times you see this with white dudes and Asian dudes especially. Yeah, they are definitely in that space as well, where they're transitioning at a high rate, because that's kind of who they are, right? And even if you're not transitioning, you just gotta admit that what's going on traditionally isn't really serving you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you gotta say that you hate women. You still like women. Most of us like women. But stop pretending that you love them when you don't. You know what I'm saying? You like them. You like pussy. Everyone likes pussy. But you don't really like being around women. You don't like what they give you. You don't like, the cat and mouse game, the game that they play. It doesn't serve you long term. You would much rather be around men. It shows. It definitely shows, especially like I said, with all of our activities and what we do. A lot of dudes walking around with these beards, especially athletes. I'm noticing. You know what I'm saying? I never really put too much thought into it. A lot of these athletes, they're definitely into dudes. I'm not saying they're gay. Like I said, there's very few gay people who just like men out here, but they definitely like men almost as much as they like women, or even more so than they like women. So it's, once again, a beautiful thing. We have always been this way. This is nothing new. You know what I'm saying? It takes tens of thousands of years for our genes to mutate in our environments. We've always been this way. There's a whole bunch of dudes and women who are queer in some way, shape, or form, that because of the world that we lived in and the society that they were in, these people out here are driving slow as hell. The world that we were in, they were just kind of forced down this like heteronormity. When in reality, they were queer in some way, shape, or form. They had different lovers and all that kind of stuff. And this is kind of a thing for the men. I can't really do too much for the women. They ain't gonna really listen to me. The men will listen to me. Y'all gotta admit that y'all like men. But truly, there are very few of us out here who are straight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can keep projecting who y'all are on to me. At the end of the day, that's what y'all wanted to do. It's not what I wanted to do. It's not something that I am against doing if I have to do it. So I consider there's nothing wrong with gay sex. All sex is beautiful, and all sex is required. You know what I'm saying? We're all into it at the end of the day. We all have penises. Not all of us, sorry. We all have reproduction. We all have genitals. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And we get aroused. There's very few things we're not into. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But once you get away from the sexual part, and you're still into those people, that's kind of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Can't really run from that. Can't really go and pretend to be something that you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're just making yourself miserable. And like I keep saying, we can all see your misery. We can all see that you are not happy with yourself, or who you are, who you're pretending to be. Your actions show that you are not content with who you are and how you carry yourself. And that's okay. It's okay to not be 100% okay with who you are, and knowing the society and the world that we live in and how it makes you conform to one way, even though the vast majority of us are not that way. The vast majority of people are not straight. The vast majority of people should not get married to the person of the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they don't like that person or they don't like that gender. It's just stop forcing people down in one way of thinking or one way of being, knowing damn well they're going to be miserable. You know what I'm saying? My main goal for all this is to have less miserable people. Because all these dudes, they're just constantly just projecting their misery on the me, you, him, and her. And it's so evident. It's very transparent. And especially, like I said, you're thinking anything sexually with me, you like men. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Because I'm a very masculine dude. Doesn't make me male. You know, you don't have to be very masculine to be male, but I'm very masculine. The way I carry myself is very masculine. The way I carry myself is I try to always attract people who are into men. You know what I'm saying? I wear my hair long. It's natural. I have a pretty deep voice. I do very male, masculine things. Not the same, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like I attract people who like men. And if you were thinking about me in any way, shape, or form, in that way sexually, you like men. You have to admit that. You have to. Everyone sees it. Everyone knows it, especially the women. So it's like we're all playing these weird mental games with each other versus just being ourselves. And if we just started being ourselves and living our truths, we would be a lot more happier, more content in life. We just did that, but we're constantly playing games and project. And it's like, you know what? Live your life. Well, we can see you. We see what you're doing. We know what you're about. And one of these days, you're going to have to truly accept who you are and get to a point where you're just not out here pretending to be something that you're not. Depending on these very, very evident performances, because at the end of the day, we are who we are. We cannot run from it. We cannot act like we are something different. We have to kind of be who we are and find comfort and peace in that. So that's kind of what these videos are. Because I'll start making like playlists and put these different playlists and kind of, you know, make these a little bit more easier for people to find. But at the end of the day, you know, the science is out, the word's out. Everyone knows what this is, and you know, you're not really fooling anybody. So it's cool. It's cool that you want to kind of escape this trap, this lie that we were all kind of fed. Like I said, the vast majority of you do not qualify for this. It's very, very evident. And it's a good thing. We need to move in a more clear space. Stop being so stuck in our ways. You know, very few of us, like I said, are holding down that fort. And for the ones of us who are there and doing that, you know, we have our own issues we got to deal with. But for the rest of y'all, you know, y'all really got to just accept what this is, because y'all are kind of eating really well right now. Y'all got the momentum right now. Y'all got the power. So, you know, keep doing what you're doing, but just be more present about it, because at the end of the day, no one's going to help you but yourself. You can't help others until you help yourself. So accept what this is. You know, accept that you like men. You know, I'm not saying that you're gay. No one's saying that you're gay, but just accept that you like men, and then accept that's part of your identity, and you know, keep the projection to a minimum, because you're only hurting yourself at the end of the day. You know, there is a better life for you. It's right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Just be more honest and more open, and you'll start receiving all the blessings that were owed to you for a very, very long time. So, you know, we'll get there. Just one step at a time, one day at a time. But other than that, that's all I got for y'all. Y'all take it easy.